Hello, beautiful souls. This video is for my wonderful reflector family. And as you can hear, I'm a little bit healing in the physical sense at the moment. And this is because I allow life to teach me in many, many ways. And being a reflector, we have this amazing gift in order to keep showing us how we work and how important it is to protect our energy. And quite often we are so needed in the community. We are very, very valuable. And what this means is it highlights a great importance and significance that we look after ourselves as the number one priority. Now, lots of people talk about this, and they talk about self-love, and they talk about clearing your energy and being aware of your environment. Now, not all of us can go and live in a cave in the Himalayas, which, to be honest, is probably the perfect place for a reflector to be. But we are designed to also be in community. But what I want to highlight in this video is realizing that every experience that you're coming into is trying to show you and teach you just how important and also how and what it means to be safe in your energy, to be clear in your energy. Now, most of us are quite in tuned to our guidance, and at the beginning you may not be as in tuned, but it's very, very easily done if we listen. And quite often, if you are aware about reflectors, we are verbal processors often. So when we hear ourselves talk out loud, we get to hear what is actually us. And what's funny is I find myself often explaining how I'm feeling and then actually getting to the core after a few minutes, because what can be on the surface level of how I'm feeling is actually not mine. And when we allow ourselves to open up and express in however this works for you, we can get in touch with our core true essence and what we're actually needing and requiring from ourselves at any given point in time. So sometimes we don't have the time or space to give ourselves a really big break from everybody, like a 28-day cycle, like it's recommended, right? So I find doing things like making these videos really, really helps, because it allows you to open up a stream of consciousness. It opens up that beautiful channel that we have access to when we are intending to bring forth our authenticity and our wisdom from within us, because we can channel anything we like. And if we're not consciously channeling from the, I guess, right sources, i.e. from the heart, from the higher self, from source, then we are often living in a space of somebody else's energy or something else's energy. This has really been highlighted to me lately, just how much I thought environment, right, meant who you're around. But I'm talking even the house that you're living in holds an energy. And I remember at my last house, it felt a little bit like a prison. As in, it felt really cold. Like if I was to tap into the energy of how it felt really cold and really dense. And so when I was in that place, that's how I felt a lot of the time, unless somebody else was there, or I was purposely channeling another feeling or channeling something else. The house would be the thing that's running through me. So I often felt very trapped and very like a prisoner, like it was a prison. But ultimately I was quite safe there, but that was the feeling and the energy of the actual house. So how can you avoid this? Well, I guess it wasn't highlighted to me just how much it was like that until I actually moved house. And I was like, wow, this house actually feels really different. And I mean, I could say it's because it's made of brick instead of cement, but ultimately, I think the other one was probably brick under the cement. I don't know. But the point is, you are actually channeling your environment unless you are actively and consciously channeling something else. And this is when it comes back to choosing what you want to channel. Because if we're not choosing constantly, then we are actually just channeling the energy of the environment around us. Now, when I speak about everything in life being a teacher and guiding us in the direction that we need to know and go, it means that when we're having these experiences, i.e. the fact that house felt like a prison, it's really shown me, and I've been able to learn how important and significant it is for me to be able to be choosing what I'm channeling. Because if I'm not, it just happens to be the environment that I'm in, and the actual environment, not like just the people, like the freaking house, the land. Oh my God. So I got shown this when I went to Thailand, and I felt so expanded and so this sense of freedom and like less restriction. And another thing that we're constantly channeling is the collective, right? Of where we are. We're channeling what's happened on the land where we live, what's happened in the country that we live in. And like I mentioned before, it's not always easy for us to move country. Like, it's just not that easy all the time. But this is when we become aware of when we can consciously choose. So if you were to close your eyes down now and actually allow yourself to get into a space of, let's call in the energy of unconditional love. And it's almost instantaneous that all of a sudden there is love. And it's expanded, and it's heart opening, and it's calming, and it's grounding, and it's beautiful. And I mean, that's how easy and how quick we can access with our gift these different states. I just want to highlight that to me, it's 95% of the time what we're feeling when we're stuck in a rut or in a hole or whatever is it's not our stuff. It really isn't. And so if we embody and channel, for example, the feeling of unconditional love, we can do that to the point where we feel full. We can do that to the point where we shift ourselves and intend to clear our field and fill it with this unconditional love. And it takes practice and time. So continuously doing this is like rewiring yourself in order to be autopilot. Bang, I need to channel unconditional love in this very moment. And just allowing yourself to go into that space. You can also do this with a destination, a holiday. When I talk about Thailand, I can actually feel Thailand. Like, try this. I think I've mentioned this before in a video when I spoke to somebody in Thailand on the phone, and I could feel them. I could feel the country, the place. Watch a video of what you want to embody. We have the ability to literally channel anything at any time. And I would suggest doing it for long enough that you allow your state, your energetic vibration and frequency to be shifted into one that you actually choose to be in. And I'm not saying to go away from uncomfortable feelings. I am a huge advocate about feeling your feelings, but I'm also saying that you could be trying to process and feel a lot of feelings that ain't yours. Like, for instance, the person driving the car out there, like if I was to focus on that, I could feel that energy. That's how in touch we are. That's how powerful we are. And we can on social media, I think I've mentioned this before, we can allow ourselves to be taken on this journey where we're sucked into these people, because it's where we're channeling our focus and our energy is what we're pulling in as well. So being really, really aware of what you're actually and who you're allowing yourself to be around, what you're doing physically, preparing yourself when you go into certain situations or environments that you need to go into, but getting yourself in that state in the car before you walk in, outside, out the front. It's not hard. It's really, really easy. So I hope this helps.